Entering expenses with Billmaster. To enter in expenses like a simple general ledger, go to the tab that says Email, More, and Other. You will first have to create an expense file. For this demonstration, we already have done so, but simply just enter the name here and press Add Name. We created one called Checkbook. Then when you're ready, press on the Expenses button. That will give you a choice to pick an expense file, which in this case is generally one file. When we click on the file, you'll see that you have to create both expense categories and expense descriptions. First, let's look at the categories. They're defaulted for you. These are similar to ones used by QuickBooks. And these are the standard categories that most of your expenses will fall into. And then you'll see later in the profit and loss report how they come together. Then there's the expense descriptions. Similar to job descriptions, you can create numerous descriptions and the categories that they belong into, such as office supplies would go into home office, anything to do with, say, gasoline or something would be utilities, rent, advertising, see it says or Speedy as advertising. So then you have all of those codes. Then you just simply enter in the code and the amount, and then those are your expenses, and so on and so on. Your Verizon bill, etc., or your utilities goes to communications, and then you can see this just ends up as a general ledger. Then, when you're done, or when you want to do a report, all you do is go over to Reports, select Profit and Loss, select the checkbook, the date range for your report, the style for the report. In this case, we're going to choose a simple profit and loss style, which is number 6, and then press OK. It'll calculate all of the revenue and your expenses, so it has to go through all of your accounts, and then it will produce the report, which we'll see in just a minute here. And then here's your income, your sales tax if you had any, and here's all of the totals for each one of those categories that we just saw before. If you want to see a more detailed report in terms of the amounts for those categories, you pick the choice number 1, and that gives you the breakdown of the category and then the subtotals for each of those individual expense codes that we just saw before. So that's the basics of entering in expenses. Just simply go to Email or another, create an expense file, and then just enter in those expenses into this general ledger the same as you would for a transaction file. So if I entered in code 4, you see how it comes with that, and say $100, and that's it. You see it subtracts the $100 from that. If you want to put deposits in, that would also be entered here. You could have them automatically entered in Billmaster underneath the setup for the configuration. Let's just go over to configuration. This just shows me that I can do that for what the file is named for the expense file. And that's the basis of expenses with Billmaster. Thank you for using